Here is a brief preview of the upcoming cost calculations in the Gantt 7.0 release. Here we have the advanced demo, and now it includes the resource grid, which is a new widget. And on the data level, the release introduces new types of resources. There are 3 types of resources. Work resources, well, we actually had it before. And 2 new types are material and cost. Material is basically to provide material expenditure per task, and cost is to add some totals to tasks like flight cost or taxes, etc. So yeah, let's take a look. We also have a new widget called Resource Editor, and for work type of resources it looks like this. So it has 2 tabs, general and costs. Costs is made for providing rates for the resource. So, and rates in turn are grouped by rate tables to provide a more flexible way of collecting costs. So one resource might have multiple rate tables, like in this case I believe, yep, we have 2 tables, so one for default rates and another one to provide some 20% discount rates. So in the bottom part you can actually edit the data. As you can see, rates are specified in a historical way, so there is start date, and which is basically a date when the rate starts acting. So we can add another record if the rate changes. And besides our hourly rate, it also provides per use cost if that's needed. So for material type of resources it's pretty much the same. It also uses rates. And for cost type of resources, there are no rates, and you just specify corresponding cost right on the assignment record. Yeah, let's take a look at the Gantt chart. So you can as you can see, we have costs already. This is because we had that Celia resource. We have rates specified on the resource, and a couple of more resources like flight cost and cement. They are also assigned to the task called install Apache. So let's proceed to the resources tab. Here we have 3 records. One assignment for Celia resource, which is our work resource. It's also highlighted with corresponding icon. So as you can see, there are new columns, but they are not editable for all types of resources. For example, for work resource you can edit pick resource, pick units, and costs are not editable. They are calculated based on rates, and you are just select rate tables to be used for the resource. Here, for example, if we pick 20% off, pay attention, the cost will change. Here it is. And for cement it's pretty much similar to the work resource, except that instead of units you provide the resource quantity. So let's say we have 2 kilograms of the cement, and now it's become $40. And you also specify a rate table that you use. If you want to get rid of the cost completely, you just clean that field, and then this assignment is not used for collecting costs. And for flight costs, which is assignment of the cost type of resource, you just specify cost right on the record, and that's it. Then that value basically rolls up to the task level, which is then rolled up to the parents, and eventually it all ends up on the project. On the project level, it's not available on the UI at the moment, but you can see it on the data. There is a new cost field on the project model. Beside that, there is a cost field on the resource. Yeah, it's also, as you can see, is also calculated value. It's not editable. Yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention regarding configuring the resources is there is a new field called accurate. It's basically for cost accrual. You specify how the cost is accrued for that resource assignment. So there are three options at the moment. The default one is prorated, which means that the cost of the resource is going to be prorated across the assignment, the corresponding task duration, and the two more options are start and end. So in case of start, the cost will be accrued right at the start of the event, and in case of end, the cost will be accrued at the end of the task. And at the moment it only affects the resource utilization view, which was also updated for the release. Let's take a look at the corresponding demo. Resource utilization. Yeah, here it is. As you can see now, it also introduces, well, not only effort, like it used to work for work type of resources, but now it also shows costs and material quantity. So yet in this demo I have added a couple of resources, flight cost and material type of resources, so you can toggle them if you want to make the look of the widget backward compatible, so you can disable these new parameters. And for flight cost, yeah, it's a cost type resource, so you can see it displays cost only because that resource does not provide effort. And for material, material resource shows cost if you specify trade table, etc. So it also produces cost, and it also produces quantity. As you can see, in this case, quantity is accrued across the task duration. That's what I said before. So yep, that's basically it. And yep, I hope you like the new version. Thank you very much.